My garage is a mess. As you can see, my wife has determined that anything that doesn't have a home in the house has a home in the garage. And therefore, my car now has to stay outside. But we're gonna fix that. So I'm gonna show you today is how to install one of these ceiling racks that you can kind of customize to however you want. There's two kind of methods. So we're basically just gonna be taking this wood here and attaching it up, kind of like the previous homeowner did. The first thing you want to do is identify where your stud's going to be. There are two methods. You can use the poke and hope I find something method that the previous homeowner, as you can tell, kind of did. Or you can do a much preferred method, which is to just get yourself a little stud finder like this, and then just move it. Maybe if the batteries aren't dead, there we go. And then just move it along until you actually find where the center of your stud is. This is a Franklin Sensors Pro Stud Finder. It's probably one of the best that I found. It does a really good job of showing you in the entirety where that stud's gonna be. Luckily he already marked it with a giant hole, so we'll know that we can go ahead and put our first board there. We're gonna run one across here. The other thing you can do is, we know that the studs are running this way from the wall, and we know that they're 2 feet apart. So once we have this one, if you didn't have a stud finder and you want to do the poke and you didn't want to poke all the way back down there, you could just measure 2 feet from there and you'd find your next stud. I'm going to go ahead and mark that up, and then I'll start putting the first board in here. All right, so we're going to be using a 3-inch screw. I enlisted my wife to help me kind of hold this up here. You're just going to hold that against that line as level as you can on that rickety old stool.
I love dying.
It's fine. You'll be fine. Oh my god. It's not very heavy. Let's just push this basically like so. And the straighter the better.
I don't know, straight.
You look at it. That's not straight. I'll fix it when I get over there. Just want to get this first one in. Do you have it in the center? No, you don't. You're not holding it. Can you hold this side too? Perfect. No, that started fine, but that needs to be in line with that. Nope, nope, right there. Didn't really want to countersink it like that, but it's okay. You get that now. Perfect. I'll need you one more for the one over there, and then I'll be good. I don't know, I can just turn this around.
It's wobbly.
Yeah, it's a little old. If you wanted your garage to look a little bit better, you could use a level and level this out. I personally don't really care and I'm just going for function. And then one more screw on both sides, and then after we get the second one up, I'll do a video on how to put the little hooks in. All right, so now that we've got those two boards up, we're just gonna take these hooks and just screw them in there. I would start a pilot hole just because they're very difficult to get in, but I wouldn't go too deep. Or if you just make the hole slightly smaller than your hooks here, because if you make it the same size and there's not a whole lot of strength, then you run the risk of, especially if you're putting like heavy bikes up like that, up there a bit, falling back down. And I know a lot of people kind of question, what's the advantage of doing this over just putting the hooks directly into the stud? Well, this gives you a lot more flexibility. If I want to put the bike here where there is no stud, it's a lot easier for me to just screw these directly into this board rather than having to put anchors in or run something inside the wall, especially for a garage. I really don't think it looks that bad. If you look at the ones that were done before with the two bikes, I think they look nice, and to be able to get 4 now bikes or other things up here, I think it'll be really good. But thanks for watching. I'll do a quick outro at the end once I get everything cleaned up in here. So this is what we kind of ended up with for the final product. The only kind of thing I would comment on, well, I added this little middle board because those were a little bit closer than I thought. The only thing that's a little, I guess you could say, sketchy is these handlebars are 54 inches off of the ground, and the roof of my car is 53.9 inches off of the ground. So we'll see if it actually ends up fitting, but hopefully this video helps somebody and gives you kind of a creative bike storage idea if you've got a smaller garage like I do.